right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Friday, September 17th, the end of a pretty hectic week here at Wine Watch. This is our fifth event tonight that we've had this week, and we're down one email this week. We just couldn't keep up with the shows. We didn't have a lot to drink yesterday in the store, but I think we can cover what we drank on Wednesday and Thursday in today's show. We did have a lot of wines to cover on those 2 days, so we'll get right to it here. We've got Wednesday in the store, which Wednesday we had a short day in the store, and like I said, that was a good thing, man. It's been a hectic day. Just one supplier in, and a good friend, Donald Patz, Patz and Hall Winery. I've known Donald for quite some time. We've done numerous events together throughout the years, and I think that Donald Patz and Jason Hall are making some of the best Chardonnay, Pinot Noir. They make some Syrah that's pretty good, but really Chardonnay and Pinot Noir is the focus of this winery, and some of the best single vineyard wines coming from California today. They've been in our top picks several times in our gift boxes, and it's always nice to see Donald and see the new releases. The '07 vintage wines that are still in the market, like this Hyde Vineyard and the Pisoni, were on our best up list last year. Still available. Awesome vintage, great wines, and the new 08s that he brought in, also very good. This is a producer you can count on pretty much every year. 08 looks like a really nice vintage also. Maybe not quite as good across the board as 07, but we started out with the 08 Sonoma Coast, which just comes from select vineyards on the Sonoma Coast. And Sonoma Coast is a big appellation, so they could buy from fruit from vineyards fairly far inland. But Donald says most of this stuff is on the Sonoma Coast, the true Sonoma Coast. And we've got barrel fermented, surely aged, non-filtered, like almost all the wines are. And as I talked to Donald, I asked him if he's ever had to filter things, or he says, sometimes, not recently, but they have in the past. And if they had to in the future, they would. And that is the answer from a good winemaker, even though Donald's not the winemaker. He's got a lot of winemaker type experience, and there's no recipe for making wine that's the same every year. You do have to kind of adapt to what the situations are every year, and the best winemakers will tell you that. All right, well, this Sonoma Coast Chardonnay had a lot of concentration, a lot of intensity, some delicious ripe peach fruit to it, tropical notes, apples, caramel, vanilla spice, really nice mineral undertones also, very rich and ripe on the tongue, with a nice creamy texture, but nicely balanced acidity rounding things out on the finish. Very nice. $39. All right, the Chardonnay Dutton Ranch. Dutton is a fairly large vineyard. There's a lot of people that use Dutton Ranch fruit. Donald Patz has been doing it, I think, since 1993, he said. And old vines planted in 1969. Hey, the same year I was born. Different parcels, they've been working on them, since 1997, not 1993. But lovely nuance of creme brulee, lemon, pineapple, tropical fruit on the nose. A little bit of cinnamon and vanilla spice also in there. Very good concentration and depth of fruit on the palate. That's one of the things all of these wines have, a lot of richness. And then again, little dose of minerality to there, and nice freshness on the finish. This 2008, one of the better 2008s that I've had. $43.50. And then we had the Hyde Vineyard 07. This wine is most excellent. As I said before, this was one of my top picks last year. Touch of butterscotch in this wine. Really concentrated and rich on the nose. Nice minerality, nice tropical fruit. Very rich and creamy on the palate, with, again, great concentration and richness. And but got a lot of toasty yolk, but a lot of everything else here as well. $61.50. Not cheap, but excellent wines usually are not. All right, then the Pinot Noirs. We had the Pinot Noir Sonoma Coast 08. Big black cherry, black raspberry fruit, some lovely brown spices, a little bit of fresh earth, and a little bit of cinnamon spice. Rich and bold on the tongue. This is a Cabernet drinker's Pinot, man. Really big stuff. And one of the things Cabernet drinkers don't like about Pinot is its lack of body and tannin. This wine had a little bit of tannins to that also, and some lovely floral and exotic spice notes on the finish. Then the Chenoweth Ranch. This wine, pretty big, man. This family's owned this site since the 1840s. They have a big history in this area. The vineyard manager for 100+ vineyards in this area, and this is their home vineyard, the Chenoweths. So it's replanted in 2000, and this wine has got some lovely violet floral tones, really exotic on the nose in that respect, and lovely richness on the palate, velvety, silky tannins, a nice hand of that floral spice on the finish, and really good freshness. A big wine, but still balanced. It's $60 a bottle. Next up was the 2007 Hyde. And Hyde Vineyard is a vineyard from Carneros, a very famous vineyard. This is usually the most feminine of all the Pinot Noirs that they do there, but not in 2007, man. This is another big and chewy Pinot. Lots of black spice, black raspberry coulis-like fruit here. Some lovely floral tones as well. Big, sweet, fruity Pinot Noir. There's no mistaking this is California Pinot Noir. But again, still very nicely balanced at 2007 Hyde. 2007 Pinot Noir Pisoni. Pisoni, the most famous vineyard in all of California for Pinot. It's in the Santa Lucia Highlands. This wine's got a full bouquet of aromas, black earth, fresh plowed black earth, lovely black cherry liqueur-like fruits, black truffles, allspice, a whole lot going on in the nose in this wine, and on the palate, just explosive with these sweet black cherry fruit flavors, black raspberry coulis, and then a host of the aforementioned spices through the finish. This wine, most excellent, and needs a little time. It's got a very long finish. All right. Well, next up, we've got a review for you from Louis Fabrice Latour for our event on Wednesday night at Cafe Max. I'm your host, winding this section up for today. Andrew Lampazone saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.